Hello everyone and welcome along to round number 16 of the Inside Line Racing League season here on the PS4. We are here at the Sochi Autodrome in Russia, this 5.8 kilometre, 18 turn circuit with 12 corners to the right and 6 to the left. Well, you join us around 5 minutes into the qualifying session here. I'm on my own tonight. I do not have Mark alongside me, so it's going to be a solo session for me. We've got VSR Blizzard on top in the early exchanges of the session, and he has a 2-tenth advantage over Matt at the moment. As you can see, he's out there on the Hypersoft tyres. We've got Hypersofts, Ultra Softs and soft tyres here this weekend for the Russian Grand Prix. We are missing out the Super Soft compound, but on this occasion, unlike in many other races so far this season, it is still a one-stop race. You can go onto the Hypersoft tyre to qualify because tyre wear is extremely low around the Sochi Autodrome circuit. So that's why we expect a straight one-stop race. I've not actually commentated our racing around Russia yet. I believe that's the case anyway, so if I'm wrong, let me know. But it is VSR Blizzard on top. He's gone into the pits at the moment. Matt is second, Neo is third. And I think most of the drivers actually are coasting back to the pits. So let's have a little look at someone else out there. Let's go to CSR Leon at the moment, who I believe is on a solid lap. Let's get the telemetry up. That would be a good idea in the lap data. Here he comes across the line, and he has gone third quickest. So CSR Leon goes third, around 4 tenths away from the pole position with that effort. So a good effort there from CSR Leon. I'm going to load up the championship standings for you guys as we go into round 16 of this 21 race season. It's flown by, hasn't it? It really has. It is VSR Blizzard on top with 256 points, a 104 point lead he has over VRT Cliffy in second. And if you remember back to that race last week, he almost threw away that victory by crashing in the final corner in spectacular circumstances, but thankfully Blizzard, his car stricken with 3 wheels on its wagon, somehow managed to crawl over the line for one of the most dramatic finishes I think I've ever seen in any racing league ever. So he kept his win. He won last week. Cliffy did not start the race last week. That's why the gap went up to 104 points. Then in third place in the championship, it's Zoom, who really has fell away. He's not even been racing at all recently with 103 points. Then in fourth, it's Lickle Blocks with 100 points. TTG Lambo is fifth with 96 points. Second in the standings, it's VSR Lewis. He's had a bit of a disjointed season with 90 points. Then it's CSR Leon, the man who's just gone third quickest a few moments ago, now gone second in fact, because Matt 212. Wait, have we lost someone here? Wait a minute. Have we lost Blizzard? Sorry, I was looking elsewhere. Why has Blizzard gone from the top of the timing screens to having no time at all? What happened there? Hold on a minute. What happened there? I don't even know what happened there. I was looking at the order. Invalidated lap time. So there you go. It was an invalidated lap, that 29.5. It showed up on our screens, but it's now been removed. So VSR Blizzard, that first effort has been deleted. So Matt 212 is the man on top at the moment in qualifying. So Matt 212, that's not Matt 212. Matt 32575 on top, as you say. Leon in second, Neo in third. Let's have a look at Calic Rest, who has slowly started to find pace as the season's gone on, it has to be said. He's not really been delivering strong results all the time, but he's in a fifth, a fourth, and another fourth back in Britain recently. So in the second half of the season, he really came on to a strong game. I know he was only 13th last time out, but his qualifying pace has really improved significantly, has Calix, and here he is going down towards turn 2. It's one of the longest runs to a braking zone from pole position on the calendar. Turn 1, it is a corner, but it's flat out. I mean, starting on pole is not always the ideal thing around this racetrack. You can really pick up a strong slipstream on the run down to turn 2 as VSR Josh goes quickest of all on a 1 minute 29.927. I don't know what's going on here. Why is it saying he's quickest of all when he's not? I take it Leon and Matt have maybe invalidated their laps as well? No idea. Anyway, Josh has gone third on my timing screens, and let's have a look to see if Matt and Leon have in fact invalidated their lap times, and let's have a look. I don't know what's going on. Very unusual for the game to do that. Nope. Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on. Why on earth has it got Josh slower? Why did it come up saying fastest lap for Josh then? I've got no idea. But there he is, third at the moment with that latest effort. Let's watch Neo then as he attacks this Sochi Autodrome circuit. new to the calendar, first came in 2014 to Formula 1. It's also the venue where Valtteri Bottas picked up his first F1 victory. So Nio making his way through the left-hander. He's backed out of this current lap, so let's go elsewhere. Let's go back to Kalik then, who appears to be warming up. Is he coming into the pits? No, he's warming up for another lap. So CC Brain on a slow one. Lambo's just gone 7th, a 1:30.2 from him so far. TTG Pole out there at the moment. He's on a quick lap, currently P8. CC Brain, his teammate P6. So both Renaults looking reasonably strong. Early doors here in Sochi. What can Poe do as he comes up towards the final couple of corners? Turns 17 and 18, third gear for that penultimate corner. And likewise for the final turn, TTG Poe over the line. He goes ahead of his teammate and goes 6th quickest with a 1:30.071. So TTG Poe 6th quickest for him at this early stage. CC Brain has just started that lap as we mentioned. Let's see if we can pick up Lickle Blocks and VRT Cliffy. Are they on quick laps at the moment? We've yet to see them put a serious time on the board. Cliffy, interestingly, out there on the ultra soft tyres. We know he loves that alternate strategy. And I've spoke to Cliffy on a number of occasions and he just loves having fun. That's all that matters to him. It doesn't matter where he finishes. If he can start further down the field and work his way up, that's what it's all about for Cliffy. He's competitive, but he still loves to charge through the field. And, you know, you've got to admire him for that. It's all about the fun for him. It's not all about winning. And he's a real competitor, and that shows just how good a driver he is, given where he is in the championship. A real solid driver, winning from last recently in Italy, winning from well outside the top 10 at Monaco of all places as well. It really does show how strong a driver Cliffy is as we watch him head through the final part of the lap here in Sochi. Kalik wrist now. There's a 1:29.8 and it says it's the fastest lap. It's not. It's still Mat 212 that's got the fastest lap according to my screens with a 1:29.7. So I mean, I don't know what to make of that, as VRT Cliffy has come into the pits. He's abandoned that latest run. So who else we got out there? Majority of the guys further down the order in the pits. It's me out there. He's going slowly, 2.7 down on his current best. CC Brain, he's went back up into 6th place ahead of Neo, and in all this melee, AMK Future has gone up into 5th. Well, meanwhile, CSR Leon has set a brand new fastest lap, 29.5 to go quickest of all. Matt coming into the pits, Kalik on a slow lap as well, but Zoom is on an out lap at the moment. Now, here's a man who looked like a real championship contender in the early stages of the season. He really was on fine form, on the podium regularly, and then all of a sudden just dropped away. And in the last 4 races he has not attended 3 of them, did not finish the other one, so 100 points possible. He's picked up 0, and even before that he was struggling. 7th in Germany, 10th in Britain, 8th in Austria, and that really is a surprise. DNF in France as well for Jim, given before that he was in fine form. He won in Bahrain, he was 3rd in China, 2nd in Baku, 2nd in Spain, 3rd in Canada. So he had 5 podiums in the opening 7 or 8 races, and for it to suddenly fall away so drastically is quite incredible. But can Jim get back into the form that he showed at the start of the season? Let's see if he can, as he makes his way round turn 1 and down towards the heavy braking zone of turn 2, over 210 miles an hour as he hits the brakes, and he is on the ultra soft tyre. Many of the field on the hyper softs at the moment, but Jim has chosen to go for the ultra as he flies through that long neck busting turn 3 and into the braking zone of turn 4 at the end of that first sector. Interested to know what your opinions on Sochi, folks, if you're watching. I'm personally not a massive fan of this circuit. I never really have been. Reminds me of another Valencia and circuits like that. Certainly not one of my favourites, but yeah, some of the drivers like it, but no, it's not one I look forward to as we watch Jim braking down into this corner and now down this long back straight, opening up the DRS, down one of the better overtaking opportunities on the racetrack, and down into the braking zone where Carlos Sainz had once had that massive shunt back in, I think it was 2015, into that barrier at the end of that straight. But Jim continues on his way up the hill into this tricky braking zone. It's off cam, but it's so tough, it's blind in the way, and you don't know where the apex is. So easy to run wide through there as Jim kicks up onto the curb, a little bit of oversteer on the exit, misses the apex ever so slightly into turn 17, and now into the final corner. Here comes Jim. What's the time? He only goes 12 quickest, albeit on the ultra soft tyre. So I suppose not too bad. 1.1 away from CSR Leon, but he is on the slower tyre. So June will be looking to go a little bit quicker as time goes on. It's me though, he's out there on an out lap. Is Neo on a quick one? I think he is. So let's keep an eye on the McLaren driver, who debuted midway through the season and has at times provided solid backup for his teammate Blizzard, notably on his debut in Austria, but he finished second. But of late it's kind of crumbled away, 11th, a DNF and a DNF after that, but 3 successive point scores in the last 3 races, 6th, 8th and 5th for Neo. He's currently 7th in the standings here in qualifying. What can he do? What's he got in his locker in the final moments of qualifying? Interestingly, a lot of big hitters without a strong time on the board yet. That's Blizzard, Francis, Lickleblocks, Cliffy as well. Real surprise to see them leaving it late for a lap as Neo comes round the final couple of corners. What's it going to be for Neo? 1993. It's enough to go second quickest on those Hypersoft tyres. A solid effort there. And it's Leon from Neo from Matt. That is the top 3 at the moment, and if it was to stay like that, it would really make for an interesting grid lineup. Blizzards came out on an outlap, Francis on an outlap, Cliffy as well. They'll be the ones to watch as Lickleblocks is about to wind up for a quick one. So let's keep an eye on the Ferrari driver, who since the turn of the winter break, or just before the winter break, has been in magnificent form. He really has. 4 DNFs in the first 5 races, no points from the opening 5 races, with a 16th in Bahrain, but ever since then, 4th, 10th, 4th, 9th, up to Austria, and then 3 successive podiums at the turn of the year, a 5th in Belgium and a 2nd in Singapore last time out. He really has been improving steadily as the seasons went on. So here comes Lickleblocks down into that braking zone at turn 2 in the Ferrari. What can he do on this lap? Through the long turn 3, 185 miles an hour, really does show the downforce on these 2018 Formula 1 cars. Incredible machines they are. And still Lickleblocks on his way. Can he find the time he needs to move up towards the front of the order? You would think the likes of Lickle, the likes of Cliffy, Francis, Blizzard on form, they should be able to challenge Leon's time, but it appears Lickleblocks is backed out of this current lap, so let's move away from him. Francis on an out lap still. Blizzard going slowly as he winds up to start one. Where is Cliffy out there? He's out there in the final couple of corners as well. So the main contenders still not putting a strong time on the board yet. Neo going slowly, winding up for a lap. Leon started one. Who else is out there? Calix slowly winding up for one. Josh, I think he's quite far round the lap here. So let's keep an eye on VSR Josh for now. Then we'll go to the front runners, the main protagonists, towards the end of the session. They're all warming up to start flying laps. Josh is on one in the middle sector at the moment, down that long DRS straight where we'll see a lot of overtaking. The other best overtaking opportunity probably down into the braking zone at turn 2. So Josh making his way into this braking zone and getting the car stopped through this tricky chicane, and then look how easy it is to run wide there, and Josh gets all over the runoff area. Is he going to abandon this lap? It's his only lap left in the session, so I think he's going to continue, but he'd have lost a lot of time there. Josh, a 29.9 his current best. He needs to find 4 tenths to displace CSR Leon from pole. Look at the drift coming out of the penultimate corner. Here comes Josh for the line. It's only P5. Neo's gone second, no improvement. Pole stays in 8th place. Let's go to the main protagonist. Hold on. Who else we got? Yeah, let's go to them. Where are they? Cliffy, Lickleblocks, Blizzard, and Francis. Here is VSR Blizzard, the championship leader with a 104-point advantage. What can he do here in Sochi? Leon goes quicker still, 29.3. Can Blizzard beat Leon? He rounds the final corner. Of course he can. 128.9, and he easily beats the time. Cliffy, as he always does, goes slowly. He isn't interested in going quicker. Francis has abandoned his lap, so we'll wait to see what Lickleblocks can do. We wait to see what CJ can do. What can Matt do as well? Calix out there, he's in the final corner. Bugatti's gone 5th. Bugatti has gone 5th. Goodness me, what an effort that is from him. Where is Lickleblocks though? Making his way through the final sector of the lap. Can the Ferrari find the time to get up alongside Blizzard on the front row? 4 tenths Blizzard has an advantage over Leon. 1 lap he did in this session, that's all. Here comes Lickleblocks through turn 17 and up towards the final corner. Can the Ferrari stick it on pole position? No, he can't. It's going to be pole once again for VSR Blizzard, but Lickle does get his car onto the front row of the grid here in Sochi, and that was a really interesting end to that qualifying session. But once again, he only needed one lap, and it was enough to put him on top. That was, of course, VSR Blizzard, their championship leader, on pole by quite a margin as well. Full 0.4 of a second clear of Lickle Blocks in second, who fractionally was able to beat Leon, who was third. Neo was fourth, Matt was fifth, Calic was home sixth. A great effort from Bugatti in qualifying to qualify in seventh. What an effort from him, the start of the show. Josh in eighth, AMK Future was ninth, and CC Brain rounded out the top 10. Outside the top 10, starting on fresh tyres, we've got Poe in 11th, Lambo 12th, LMC Hamilton 13th, It's Me 14th, Zoom 15th, Frisky CJ 16th, Lormans, Francis and Cliffy complete the grid here in Sochi. Well, we have got overcast skies greeting us for the start of the Russian Grand Prix. Will it rain? We'll have to wait and see, but it certainly looks like menacing skies above us as we get ready for round number 16 of the championship. The Russian Grand Prix here at the Sochi Autodrome as we await the crowning moment of VSR Blizzard in this World Championship. He can't quite do it yet, the World Championship. He's got 104 point advantage as things stand. In fact, let me calculate things up. What we got here? Russia, Japan, USA, Mexico. That's 100 points. Brazil and Abu Dhabi. That's 150 points. So what can he do it here, in fact? So there'll be 125 available going into the Japanese Grand Prix. So if he can outscore VRT Cliffy today by how many points? 19 points or so, he might just be able to win the championship today, actually. I didn't realise that. But let's have a look at the cars as they line up on the grid as we get ready for the formation lap. It's VSR Blizzard on pole, of course, with Lickle Blocks alongside in second. Leon is third. It's Neo who's going to be in fourth. Matt is fifth. Calic sixth. Bugatti seventh. VSR Josh in eighth. AMK Future is in ninth. CC Brain 10th. Then this is where it gets interesting. The drivers choosing different strategies. Pole, Lambo, Hamilton, they've gone for the Ultra Soft. It's Me's gone for the Hypers, just like the guys in the top 10. Zoom has gone for the Ultras. And then you've got Frisky CJ and Lormans on the Hypers. VSR Francis is on the Ultras. And VRT Cliffy has gone for the Softs at the back. He always likes trying something different, and he's doing it once again. And never discount Cliffy from P19 in the grid. We've seen before what he can do, having won from 20th on occasions. But it is VSR Blizzard who starts this race from pole position. Now we do have 150 points available going into this race. Blizzard has got a 104 point lead. If he can get that gap above 125 points, he will be champion, because there will only be 125 points left for the remaining 5 races. So there you go, he can indeed win the championship here today. So Cliffy needs a strong result from where he is 104 points back. Only 2 drivers can still win the championship, because 153 points is the gap back to June, and it's only 150 available. So yeah, Blizzard's fine form left him in a position where he can indeed win the championship today. So that's going to be one to keep an eye on. But what about the weather? What will it do? It certainly looks like there's plenty of overcast skies above us as we get ready for the start of this race. What can Bugatti do? He was a start again in qualifying. P7, following up from that great 8th place last time out. His first... Oh, Thanks, I've just read the chat there. I didn't realise I muted my mic. I don't know how long my mic's been like that for, but there we go. We are back with the action. 5 red lights coming on here for the Russian Grand Prix, round number 16 of the championship, and we are racing on one of the longest runs down towards a braking zone in the calendar from Paul. It's a great start from Blizzard, but Lickle's tucked up behind in the slipstream. Here comes the slipstreaming action as they run down towards turn 2. Lots of lag on our screens, apologies for that, but Lickle sweeps around the outside of Blizzard, takes the lead, possibly illegally. He ran wide, and is he going to let Blizzard back through? He certainly run really wide into turn 1 to hold on to the position, but it doesn't look like he's got any intentions of letting Blizzard back through. Lickle blocks leads from Blizzard in second. He's defending hard. Blizzard up the inside he goes, and he takes the place back. Lickle forced out wide, and Blizzard regains the lead. That now allows Leon to get involved, and he pushes his way alongside. Is he up into P2? Yes, he is. Lickle blocks being bullied left, right and centre at the start, and he's shoved out twice on the racetrack and drops back to P3. It's Matt Tibos in P4. It's CC Brain up to P5 as he goes round the outside of Calic Rest. It's been a great start from the German driver on this opening lap. As back into the slipstream comes the Sauber driver, right up behind him as they head down towards the braking zone of one of the best overtaking opportunities on the racetrack. Calic has a look, but he can't do it. Rain is late in the brakes. He was very confident in the brakes, and he holds on. Great start there from him as Calic runs really wide. Oh, I don't want to go out onto the grass. We've seen Josh do that in qualifying. Not ideal as the drivers settle in for what will be a long, hard race. Another track where breaking the DRS will not be easy. It's me in battle there with Bugatti, who's had a poor start. He's lost 3 places from where he started and is now on the fringes of the points. Lap 2, Blizzard leads, Leon second, Lickle blocks in third as we continue to watch this battle between Bugatti and It's Me down towards turn number 2. Let's have a look at the position changes in the opening lap. It's Me has climbed up 5 places. CC Brain also up 5 places. Frisky CJ up 5 places. And also VSR Francis has gained 5 places. Neo down 10. So many drivers gaining a lot of ground. Poe down 5. So one Renault's had a perfect start, the other not so. As we get ourselves into the early exchanges of this Grand Prix. So the two Force India is doing battle for 8th and 9th. I don't think VSR Josh would have expected his teammate to be behind him this early on in the Grand Prix, that's for sure. So the pressure on him to keep It's Me behind, with Bugatti tucked in behind that as well. VSR Blizzard around 7/10 ahead at the front of the field. Not quite breaking the DRS just yet before it's activated. It's something he'll certainly be trying to do as we continue to watch the midfield scrap and the low reaches of the top 10. It's Me in 9th with Josh just in front, and then that fantastic battle going on behind. Is there going to be a move for your Lambo in P12, diving up the inside of Frisky CJ? Oh, slight contact there. CJ just about keeps the car pointing in the right direction from that little nerf from Lambo. Watching behind, it looks like Neo's gained a place back as Lambo steams up the inside of CJ. Oh, round goes Lambo, round went CJ, and I think we've got chaos in the background. Yep, synchronised spinning. The two of them go for a spin, and everyone, I think, has just about avoided them. Look at the chaos here. Lorman's now up to P13. He gets ahead of TTG Poe in all the drama. And who came in there? I think LMC Hamilton needed to pit. Perhaps he collected the two spinners, unseen by us. But now across the start-finish line on lap number 3. Look at this for a battle. We're going to be 4 wide going into turn 1 here. Look at this. This is for 13th place, for goodness sake. Holding on is Poe. Oh, Lorman's contact there. And Cliffy now. The other Mercedes is going spinning, and now into the back of him goes CJ. Yeah, well, I think both Mercedes races have been destroyed. And well, Cliffy, that is a disadvantage of starting the race down at the back of the field. So often he's good at making his way through, but today it's not going to be. And I tell you what, this is going to work out perfectly for Blizzard. He could be looking at the World Championship now with Cliffy in trouble. And we've still got 5 rounds to go after this one. So things looking really strong for VSR Blizzard in the early exchanges of this race for the championship. Back with VSR Blizzard out in front, holding on to the lead of the Grand Prix. With Leon now second. He's got ahead of Lickle Blocks, his third. And CC Brain in P5 here. This looks like the best battle between the top 5. What a start it's been from the race winner back in Silverstone. The big surprise of the season, it has to be said, when CC Brain won that one. Up there with CJ winning, sorry, not CJ, Cliffy winning from the back in Italy, as we said, as Francis picks up a 3-second time penalty. So Cliffy in the wars, and his hopes of keeping the championship alive look to be doomed as Josh has come into the pits unseen by us. So I don't know why he's felt the need to come into the pits. We're still running on board with CC Brain as he gets himself tucked up behind Matt in the battle for 4th and 5th. What a start it's been for CC Brain. 5 places gained already in this race. Matt just in front. Leon keeping himself within that second to VSR Blizzard at the moment. With the DRS now active, we'll be pleased about that. As we continue to watch this fantastic duel between the Brain and Matt. The best overtaking opportunity on the racetrack down into turn 2, or perhaps coming up in a few moments' time when the DRS is opened and the Brain looking like he's ready to manufacture a move here. Needs a good exit. Reasonable exit compared to Matt, and this could be the opportunity he's been looking for. Here comes the Brain into the slipstream. The Renault taking on the Haas, and he's going to be forced to go the long way round. Down the outside goes CC Brain, and look at the overspeed. So easy for the Renault driver. He started 10th, and in 4 laps he's gained 6 places to run in P4. This has been a storming drive so far from CC Brain, but look up front. Blizzard is under real pressure. He's had a really poor lap, and CSR Leon is tucked right up behind him. And are we about to see a change of leadership here in the Russian Grand Prix? Can CSR Leon bite back and halt Blizzard's charge towards the championship? Second would be enough for Blizzard, but he's a serial winner and he'll want to win every race he can. Here comes CSR Leon. Blizzard goes defensive. Leon switches back to the inside line, and up the inside he goes to take the lead away on the Russian Grand Prix. Blizzard though fighting back through turn 3. Incredible scenes. Side by side they go through the mammoth left-hander. Was there slight contact? There might have been. I think there's wing damage there for CSR Leon. Blizzard off the road. They're 3 wide running down the hill. Unbelievable. Looks like Leon's still keeping his foot in. He's still holding on to that lead, but Blizzard can't quite get in there, and he drops now to P3. But surely there's damage on Leon's car. I've seen bodywork flying when there was contact between the pair, and I think there is. Yes, there is damage to CSR Leon's car, and all they're doing is inviting the Brain, who started 10th, remember, into this battle. Incredible. Here we are then, on board with Lickle Blocks as we run down the hill. Back outboard, because look at that. The Blizzard is coming charging back as they run into the braking zone. Is Lickle going up the inside? That looks optimistic. Very optimistic. Cliffy leaves the session. I think that spells the end of the championship if Blizzard simply gets 11 points or more. Cliffy then out of the race as we continue to watch this battle for the lead. And look who's joined the group. CC Brain, and into the pits comes VSR Blizzard. He's going to try and undercut them all and get away from this scrap. So Blizzard in, still Leon continues, still Lickle continues. Real damage on the car for CSR Leon. Here comes Lickle Blocks then, into the slipstream, pulling out to the outside of the racetrack. Has he got the overspeed to complete the move? Yes, he does. Lickle Blocks up into the lead of the Russian Grand Prix. Down to second goes Leon, and it could be third in a moment because he's got no aerodynamic grip. And up the inside goes CC Brain, up into second place. Leon off the road, trying to fight it round the outside. They're going to go side by side down towards the braking zone, and CC Brain is through, up into P2. What a drive it's been from CC Brain in the early exchanges of this Grand Prix. It's been magnificent from the German driver, right up there with his Silverstone performance. And that's 8 places gained in 6 laps for him. Not only that, the same can be said for It's Me as well, who's in a fantastic start to the Grand Prix. Let's go and watch him, because he's actually in a bit of a battle with that man, Bugatti, who was a star of the show last week, picking up points for the first time this season in Singapore. What can he do here? He's P7, tucked up behind It's Me. They've got AMK Future as well in the mix, and Bugatti up the inside. Is he through on It's Me? That's a terrible camera angle. There's a better one. And I think Bugatti has got it done and up into P6. That was an absolutely stunning move. Beautiful from Bugatti. Takes P6 away. Down to 7th goes It's Me. And Bugatti is steering it back-to-back points finishes. What a drive from that man once again. And into the pits comes Leon and Matt. And that might, it just might, release Blizzard into the lead with that undercut. But he has gone for soft tyres, which may take a while to warm up. Let's keep an eye and see what's going to happen to VSR Blizzard here as we go back to the tyre graphic. So let's see where he is in relation to Leon. He probably will be well ahead of Leon because Leon's changing the front wing, of course, and he is. Leon's still in the pit lane, so Blizzard up into P11. He's spotted a fantastic gap in the traffic, hasn't he? Look at this. 8 seconds to work in front of him. But look what's happening up front. Look who is on the charge now. CC Brain having a storming drive. He really is having a fantastic drive. P2 right behind Lickle Blocks and is threatening to take the lead away. Remember, folks, he started from 10th position on the grid. Here comes CC Brain. He is a man on a mission this afternoon. Up the inside of Lickle Blocks he tries. He can't quite do it. But the Brain really is having a storming afternoon. Potentially a driver of the day performance from him. 10th of the grid, up to 2nd, taking it to Lickle. Could be on for a podium this afternoon, CC Brain. Even more, perhaps. So Blizzard went for the soft compound. Are these guys going to try and run long enough to go onto a set of ultras? That's the big question. Lap 8 over 27. We're almost at 1/3 race distance. Across the line they go. CC Brain moving into the toe behind Lickle Blocks. Look at the overspeed. He's diving up the inside. And yes, in 8 laps, he's gone from 10th position up into the lead of the Russian Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff from CC Brain. But look at this. Lickle's coming back again through turn 3. He's up the inside. He's found the space. And he denies CC Brain the lead of the Grand Prix. Fantastic racing there between the pair. And Lickle Blocks gets the move done again and retakes the lead of the race. What a race it's been. And it's fantastic to see this action between the pair. Lap 8 out of 27, Lickle and CC Brain at each other's throats. But what I want to check is the gap to the leader from VSR Blizzard's perspective. 22.6 is the gap from the leader. Is that coming down? It looks like it. So are these guys potentially handing the race on a plate to VSR Blizzard at the moment? Here comes CC Brain again, side by side with Lickle Blocks. He's down the inside and he's through and up into the lead again. But look at the bottom of your screen, folks. VSR Blizzard, 3-second time penalty. It's his Achilles heel. It's something he struggles with from time to time. And once again, it's came back to haunt him. Leon then picking up a 3-second time penalty as well. So, what do they do this time? CC Brain threatened to dummy Lickle Blocks by coming into the pits there. He decided not to. As we continue to watch these two battle at the front. Let's go to Poe and Bugatti. Bugatti is a man on a mission out there, isn't he? P6 now. Poe actually has just got past him, I believe. So Bugatti down to 6th, Poe up to 5th now. As into the pits has came Calic and AMK Future. Blizzard 21.1 now, the gap to the leader. He really is gaining time quickly as well. And let's go back to CC Brain and Lickle Blocks. Will either of them feel the need to come into the pits anytime soon? You would certainly think so. 9 laps on the Hypersoft tyres it's going to be. But no sign at the moment of either driver coming in as we await the call for the stops. You would feel though, if they were to fit Ultrasoft tyres, they will come back at VSR Blizzard slowly. And Blizzard now is only 2.3 off the back of Lorman, so he could be starting to hit some traffic pretty soon as well. And that could start to hamper his progress. Francis picks up a 3-second time penalty. Lap 9 out of 27. CC Brain in the lead. Lickle Block 2nd. Been a fantastic drive from CC Brain to this point as we watch Poe and It's Me now do battle over P3 and P4. Both Reynolds having a storming charge back through the field as Poe threatens a move on It's Me, then tries again. Lickle Blocks now, 5-second stop go penalty for corner cutting, and the two of them have come into the pits. It's Me's in as well. So, oh for goodness sake, please tell me that's not what I think it is. Oh my god, no, thank goodness, thank goodness. I thought it was going to be left waiting there, like we've seen so many times. But no, thankfully Lickle Blocks does get away from the pitch. CC Brain comfortably ahead of him though. But look at that, VSR Blizzard well up the road. But the big question is CC Brain ahead of Matt? Because that could be key. Yes, he is. So we've got 4.4 seconds to Blizzard in front. But Blizzard has a time penalty. CC Brain does not. Well, he's on 2. He's on a tyre, much softer, much quicker than VSR Blizzard. So he's got every opportunity of closing that gap in. And can CC Brain pick up a second win of the season from P10 on the grid? You have to say, it's a possibility. Let us know what you think, lads. Do you think we could see CC Brain picking up a second win of the season after that British Grand Prix success? Look at that. Closing it under 3 seconds nearly already. Under 4 seconds. He is the man on a mission at the moment. He really is flying. Certainly one to watch. Wow, what a performance again from CC Brain. We've seen it on the other occasion before. We know he's capable of it, and he's showing it again as we go to Lickle Blocks, fighting with Leon, and he's going to go round the outside of Leon, now onto the inside. Lovely move from Lickle on those ultra soft tyres. Those fresh tyres against Leon softs, and he's through and up into P7. Great move there. But we're still awaiting the pit stops of Poe and Lambo, who are on the ultra soft tyre going long into this race. Both of them started outside the top 10. So we watch them. They're first and second. Blizzard now catching up to the back of Lambo. Now that's not ideal. That really isn't ideal for VSR Blizzard, because CC Brain's 3.5 seconds behind him as it is. He doesn't want to be getting held up by Lambo and allowing him to get within that 3 seconds any easier. That could be a possibility here. Really could be a genuine possibility. I'd love to see a CC Brain win. I really would. Remember, Blizzard, all he has to do is finish in the top 4 and he will be world champion for Season 4 in ILR1 on the PS4. That's all he needs to do. And at the moment, he's on course to do that. What can VSR Blizzard do? Here he comes, side by side with VSR Lambo, his fellow VSR member, and he is through up into P2. Lambo down into P3. And he has, I think, caught him at the ideal moment on the racetrack there, Blizzard, because CC Brain hasn't really been able to close. 3.5 seconds still between Blizzard and the Brain. Let's have a look further down the order. CSR Leon, he's now been overtaken by Neo on fresh Ultrasoft, so it's clear at the moment at this stage of the race. Ultrasoft tyre, the one you want to be on at the start of the second stint. That could change come the end though, due to how much the tyres wear. But CSR Leon drops behind Neo for the moment, as Lickle Blocks is getting tasty and really wants to take that P6 away from Calic Rest, and he's down the inside and he's through up into P6 ahead of Calic Rest. Easy enough for Lickle, textbook stuff. Next up on his radar will be Matt on those soft tyres, and given the pace he's showing at the moment, I don't think that'll be too much of an issue for him whatsoever, as CC Brain is now around 3.2 seconds behind Blizzard. Really is starting to threaten that 3 second window. Really doing a great job as CC Brain at the moment. 12 laps gone out of 27 here in Sochi, round 16 of the championship. We've got overcast skies. Could some rain come and spoil the party for CC Brain, because at the moment he looks in a really strong position. AMK Future picks up a 3 second time penalty. Multiple warnings, the reason for it, as Lickle Blocks continues to hunt down Matt just up ahead in P5 at the moment. Closing in the Ferrari driver, looking for yet another podium. Still awaiting that first victory, which so nearly came last week in Singapore, with Blizzard crashing in the final corner, but rolling over the line in the most incredible circumstances. If you haven't seen that, be sure to check it out. Bugatti, by the way, quick update on his race. We know we like seeing Bugatti try and get points, but unfortunately it's unravelling today. He's down in P13 now. We've lost Francis, Cliffy and CJ from the race. Both Mercedes and the Williams of Francis out. Hume 1 lap down, and yet again, his second half of the season, his form has dipped significantly as CC Brain appears to have got himself ahead of Lambo. And look at that, Look at that. He's 2.6 seconds behind Blizzard, and at the moment is on course to finish in the lead of the Grand Prix. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a drive from CC Brain. Blizzard, though, he's on course for P2 at the moment. That's enough to win the championship. Top 4 finish is all that VSR Blizzard needs to win the title. Keep an eye on it, folks. It could be a crowning glory. It could be the crowning moment for VSR Blizzard. He has been, without doubt, the best driver by a country mile this season. Everyone else so evenly matched behind that, but he has been head and shoulders above the rest. How's Little Blocks getting on? He's got himself ahead of Matt now, running in P5. Next on his radar is Lambo. Could he be a threat to Blizzard later on in this Grand Prix? Potentially. He does have a 5-second stop go penalty, which I believe he served at the pit stop, so that's why he dropped so far down the field. Can he threaten Blizzard later on as CC Brain gets to within 2.2 now of the net race leader? Poe staying out there. Will Poe try to hold up Blizzard when he gets there? Or is Poe running his own race, pitting earlier than that? Could be one to watch. Could the Reynolds work together to help CC Brain out even further? Blizzard's done 8 laps on those soft tyres. CC Brain's done 4 on his. CC Brain asking to do 17 laps on a set of ultras. Poe's done 13 on his to this point. So will he be able to do 17? That's the question. But CC Brain still taking chunks out of VSR Blizzard. 2 seconds now the gap. Almost under 1. Yeah, there you go. 1.9. Really is the man on the move. If you have to ask about driver of the day at the moment, I don't think there's any question CC Brain would be the man. He is driving a magnificent race as the Renault driver. What about Lickle Blocks? Look how quickly he's caught Lambo. This is incredible, the speed that he's showing on these fresh ultras. Really is the perfect race tyre to be on at the moment. Gaining on the back of Lambo. This should be easy. Can't even a baby for Lickle. Down the inside he goes. And that should be P5, P4, sorry. Yes it is. Through he goes. Behind that, Calic off the road as he battles with Matt. Matt's up to 6th. Calic down to 7th. In the battle for P6 there. So Matt goes through. Calic 7th. And Lickle Blocks now 3.8 behind CC Brain. He could be a threat to denying Blizzard 2nd place in the race. That's a possibility. But remember, he needs to finish outside the top 4. At the moment, Blizzard looks pretty strong for that top 4 finish with 12.5 laps to go here at the Sochi Autodrome in Russia, the circuit that weaves its way around the Winter Olympic Park here in Sochi. Lap 15 out of 27. Poe still leading, but Blizzard gaining. And gaining on Blizzard is CC Brain, now 1.6 seconds between them. As Calic has, I think, re-emerged in front of Matt. Yes, he is. He's got himself back ahead. But look at this. Neo lining up for a move as well in this battle for 6th, 7th and 8th. These guys all running to the end of the Grand Prix, we believe. Matt on the softs, the other two on the ultra softs. You got to feel Matt's going to have to suffer it for now. Potentially near the end of the race. His tyres might be the ones in the good window. As Brain gets nearly under a second now to the back of Blizzard. Really is showing some real good pace here as CC Brain. As we stay on board with Neo. In fact, we know we're going to go to Matt as he continues this battle with Calic. Is he going to be able to dive back up the inside of the finished driver? Not on this occasion. And he stays P7 with Neo in P8. And look at this. Poe still leading the race, going really long on those ultra soft tyres. How much longer can he go? As Matt basically pushing Calic out. Oops. Pushing Calic through the corners in that final sector of the lap. Is there any way through? As we continue to watch this battle. Down the start finish line they go, beginning lap 16 out of 27. 9/10 the gap between Blizzard and the Brain. Similar gap to the leader, Poe, who will try and help his teammate out surely. That's going to be one to watch. As this trio, or this, you could really call it 4 drivers in fact in the battle. Because look at that in the background. Neo's there as well. So they're all debating P5 in this Grand Prix. Lambo, Calic, Matt and Neo, the two Haas drivers, sandwiching the Sauber of Calic in there at the moment. But let's go to the leaders. We need to have a look at this because VSR Blizzard is now right behind Paul. But behind that, you've got CC Brain gaining. So Paul will surely try to fight this. He'll surely try to make it difficult for him, or will he? He's going to defend the inside line. So can Blizzard outbrake him? Yeah, he's done it easily. He's easily found the speed and is up into the lead of the race. Will Poe defend from the Brain? I highly doubt it. The Brain will be wanting to keep after Blizzard. The last thing these Reynolds need to do is get in each other's way. Poe holding firm at the moment, and is that the decision to move out of the way? Yes, it is. He moves aside for CC Brain, and as you can see, the Brain is now within a second to the car in front. He has the DRS he wants. Can he do anything about VSR Blizzard? There's a 3-second time penalty for Blizzard. The Brain doesn't have one. It would still be in his best interest to consider passing Blizzard and running away before his tyres start to die. Blizzard still leading. Lickleblocks picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Things look to be under control for Blizzard from a championship perspective, not so from a race winning perspective. CC Brain, who shocked us all by winning once this season, might be about to do the double. 10 laps away from doing that. What an achievement it would be if he could do that here in what is a really strong tier of drivers. Still Blizzard from Brain, then it's Poe in third, Lickleblocks fourth, Calic fifth, Neo sixth and Matt in seventh, with CSR Leon in eighth and Lambo down to ninth now. He's dropped right to the tail of this train. Neo's got himself up to the front of it, so while we were watching the important battle up front, it's all chopped and changed around further down through the field. And It's Me now looks interested in taking a point away from AMK Future and joining that group of cars just up in front. Here he goes down the inside into the braking zone, and AMK brakes very late, makes it difficult for It's Me. He's not got that move done, you know, but he has on the exit. Lovely stuff round the outside from It's Me, and he completes the move and moves up into the final points peak position. These two guys slowly gaining on the group ahead. And look at AMK, he's coming back for more. Look at that into the penultimate corner, he's down the inside. Oh, hand out the cockpit from It's Me, and AMK, well, aggressive stuff, gets himself back ahead. 3/10 between the leaders. We'll go to that in a moment, because look at this battle between these two over P9 and P10. It's Me against AMK, and It's Me looks to be through at long last. But let's have a look at this. CC Brain now tucked right up behind VSR Blizzard and looks extremely likely to make a move to potentially take the lead in this Grand Prix. 1.5 tenths behind now. One driver with a 3-second time penalty, the other does not. Blizzard on the ropes here. Would you believe it? What can he do? Can he deny him that victory? CC Brain, can he overtake him on the road? It would be a fantastic achievement if he could, from P10 on the grid. CC Brain right up behind Blizzard then in the battle for the lead of the Grand Prix. VSR Lambo picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's made that pit stop to Hypersoft tyres. It'll be difficult to see him scoring points from there. It's going to be a real mission for him. It's Blizzard from the Brain. Lickleblocks third. Calic Wrist now fourth. A great race again from him. Could he get a podium and make it his strongest ever result in ILR1? CC Brain though, he's hunting glory. He's hunting a race victory. A second win of the season is what he's looking for. VSR Blizzard's got a championship to win. Can he afford to run into any sort of trouble? Here comes Blizzard, steaming down the outside into the braking zone. He can't do it. Blizzard holds on, defends well, holds on to his lead. Kicks up a little bit of oversteer on the exit though. Through turn 3 they go. Blizzard looks vulnerable. CC Brain is gaining. He's going down the inside. CSR Blizzard into turn 4. CC Brain, sorry, into turn 4. Blizzard holds on again. The Brain coming back again. And surely this time he's through. Yes, he is. CC Brain takes the lead away from Blizzard. And Blizzard has a 3-second time penalty. It's all falling into place for the German. the mastermind, has found a way to take the lead from 10th on the grid. Is it looking like a second win of the season for CC Brain? It surprised us the first time. It's going to surprise us once again if he can do it. Blizzard looks like he's coming back for more though as they run down the straight towards the braking zone. Is he going to be able to dive up the inside? No, he's not. And is this CC Brain's opportunity to drive away from the McLaren? So difficult to break the DRS zone though. That 1 second window is so difficult to break. But CC Brain on the fresher, faster, ultra soft tyres. Can he do it? Can he do it? Has Blizzard made an error by coming in for the softs? It certainly looks like it. And CC Brain now is the leader. What a race. What a story. Once again for CC Brain. The Ultras can go quite a while, so I don't know how Blizzard's going to be able to fight back. I'm surprised Blizzard early on didn't go for the ultra soft tyre. Sorry, you know, you thought even from lap 6 or 7 it would have went the distance, but it's not to be. And CC Brain is now the leader, and is he on course for a fantastic win? Blizzard, will he care though? He's on course for the World Championship at the moment. We're on board with watching outboard from Calic Rest, who's under a little bit of threat here from Neo. This is that big gaggle of cars beginning to form in the battle for fourth. We've got Calic and Neo in a race of their own, but gaining quickly, or potentially gaining as the race goes on the soft tyres. Leon and Matt maybe. It's me in there as well with the MK Future, and look who's back in the points. Look who's back in the points. Bugatti. Well, it's like buses. You don't score a point for 15 rounds and then you score 2, or 14 rounds, and then you score twice in 2 successive races. He's not yet there though, of course, Bugatti, but he is doing well at the moment, and it's hard to see how he won't pick up points. It's me though, let's keep an eye on him. Currently P8 in this Russian Grand Prix, gaining out on the back of Matt Tibos. Can he do anything about it? Can he make his way through on the soft runners? It certainly looks like the decision for some of these drivers to undercut and go to soft was the wrong one. We've seen it with Blizzard. We're now starting to see it with Leon and Matt as the ultra soft runners slowly begin to gain ground. Even Poe on the hyper softs and P12 might be fancy his chances at a few points at this rate. But at the moment, things remaining as they are in the battle for P7 and 8. Matt coming back again, and it's me. It's me coming back again at Matt, I should say. Leon just in front. That's what's protecting Matt. He's getting DRS from that car as Lambo picks up a 3-second time penalty. Not ideal. Poe in P12. He's not far away from points. He will fancy getting as close as this group before the end of the Grand Prix. Certainly on a charge back through the field is Poe. Let's actually go to him. He's right behind Josh. The man on the move on the Hypersoft tyre. The only man in the top 12 on those Hypersoft tyres. So I want to dispatch Josh quickly. Then 1.8 seconds to catch Bugatti. To himself is catching the MK Future. But this is the one to watch at the moment. It's me. Very close to the back of Matt. I'll run a little bit wide though. And that could ruin his chances of making a move on this straight. Overcooked it, missed the apex, didn't get onto the throttle as soon as he'd liked, and it's meant that he's unable to gain at all on Matt. But meanwhile, look at this, Calic defending from Neo in fifth. With cracking battles up and down the field with around 6 laps to go here in Sochi. Still Brain leads, but look at Blizzard. He ain't giving up, he ain't dropping away. And he fancies coming back at CC Brain down towards turn 1 here. The soft tyre runner down the outside. Will he have the cut back on the exit? He's going to have a slingshot here. Oh, he gets on the power too soon. Huge kick of oversteer, but he's still gaining on CC Brain. Look at the slipstream. He switches to the outside of the track, but CC Brain has it covered for now and holds his lead. What about Neo into turn 1? Can he do anything about Calic? He's pushing him through the exit of the corner, and it's going to be exactly the same situation, I think. Neo on the outside, Calic holds firm and holds his position. What about It's Me? He's trying to go round the outside of Matt as well. Can't do that and stays back in P8 for the moment. Poe's got himself into the points and, well, almost. Now he is. He's ahead of AMK on those fresh Ultrasoft, Hypersoft tyres, and AMK no match for TTG Poe. He now fancies taking 2 points away from Bugatti. So quite the scraps developing in the latter stages of the race. What about CC Brain? He's still holding on ahead of VSR Blizzard at the moment. Neo and Calic battling over P4 and 5. Calic's best result this season is 2 fourth places. It's going to be 5th now, or is he going to come steaming back up the inside? No, he's not. Neo is through, up into P4. Calic down to P5. And yeah, looking good. There you go. Calic, P5. Neo, P4. CC Brain. Can he make another storming victory? Michael commentator Mark, he believes this is better. Oh, and here comes Blizzard up the inside into the braking zone. Brain fights hard. There's contact between them. Oh, goodness me. Could that have been Blizzard in the wall there? Quite easily could have. And it could have been curtains for the championship today. It could have been back on ice. Can't afford to run into trouble. Thankfully, though, they get away with it, the pair of them. And they continue without any damage. CC Brain determined not to lose that lead on lap 23 of the 27. Mark says better than the victory at Silverstone. You know, it's hard to argue with. It really has been a superb performance from CC Brain. Right from the get-go, he's just charged for the field. He's nailed the strategy. It really has been an epic drive. Can Blizzard do anything about him though? He's trying his best. Remember, he needs to pass him and build 3 seconds. I don't believe CC Brain is a penalty. Let's have a little look and see if he does. He's got 2 warnings, has the Brain. He's on the brink of a penalty. He can't afford to make a mistake and gain a penalty. That would be the last thing he needs to do. And hand Blizzard the victory. Blizzard already on course to be champion here. He has been the king of ILR1 in Season 4 on the PS4. And he is determined to try everything he can to win in style here in Russia. CC Brain still holding on, but Blizzard has a fantastic run as they go down towards turn 2 through the kink of turn 1. This time Blizzard's got the drag. This time he's going to be through surely. Look how late on the break CC Brain is, determined to cling on. He can't do it, and there is the penalty that he didn't need to get. Well, CC Brain picks up the 3-second time penalty. Did he know that Blizzard had one? He didn't need to fight that. He could have stayed in the slipstream of Blizzard. Now he has to make that move. Now we've got a race in our hands. Silly from CC Brain, careless to give away that penalty. And has that reignited Blizzard's hopes of winning while being crowned the champion. But Blizzard, I'm hearing, has got 2 penalties rather than 1. Let's have a look. Yeah, he does. So there you go. CC Brain can afford to get 1. My apologies, folks. Lap 24 out of 27. You still got to feel that CC Brain didn't need to pick up that 1 penalty. He should still be okay though, as long as he doesn't go collecting warnings for fun. Let's have a look at Leon now. He's attacking Calic, and the soft tyres now appear to be coming into their own. It's taken a while, but they are now the quicker tyre out there. As Leon passes Calic to take P5. Are we going to see a revival of Matt Tibos as well? Is he on the soft tyres going to start gaining ground again? Both ones to watch. So, Matt, can he make the ground he needs to get on Calic? Can Leon go on and now take 4th away from Neo? Really showing that the softs are coming alive. And here comes Leon. This is going to be easy. Look at the difference in speed. And he easily passes Neo well before the braking zone. And he is through up into P4. Easy stuff there. CC Brain threatening to drop out within a second now. Those softs becoming the ideal tyre to be on as Matt continues to gain on Calic and Neo. Can he snatch 5th place away before the end? What about Poe, by the way? Slowly up, moving up into the top 8 on those hyper soft tyres. How much grip's he got left? Can he be a threat to the cars up ahead? Could he finish as high as 5th here this afternoon, Poe? Incredible recovery if he could. Both Renaults charging through the field in this race. And one of them's on the verge of victory. If Brain can stay within 3 seconds of Blizzard, it's in the bag and not pick up a penalty. But real action going on in the middle of the pack. I've really enjoyed the the real variety of strategy that some of these guys have chosen. As Kalik closes in on Neo yet again. He's trying up the inside of Neo. He can't quite find the room. Stays behind for now, does Kalik. Lap 26 about to begin, of 27. VSR Blizzard in the lead of the race. 2 laps from being crowned the champion. CC Brain 2 laps away from winning his second race of the season. Incredibly, some might say. What about Neo? What about Kalik? What about Matt? This is a real scrap developing. Look at Poe in the background on those hypersofts. He has got a real shot of getting involved here. The ultras are starting to die. Here comes Kalik. He's determined to try and fight back round the outside of Neo. Is he late on the brakes? He's very late, but he's got it stopped. What a move from Kalik that is, to take the place away. So Kalik now leaves Neo at the clutches of Matt Tibos. And is Matt going to dive up the inside? No, he's not. Poe's in there as well on the hypersofts. Look at Poe. He was 13th at the start of this stint. He's going up the inside of Matt, and he's through on Matt. Brilliant stuff from Poe, dropping Matt down to P8. And now he can start pressuring Neo and Kalik. Can he get as high as 5th here, Poe? Can he do it? It's been a fantastic drive from both Renault drivers. Here comes Poe again onto the back of Neo. Can't quite do it. As he go down this back straight, he surely will have the run, have the traction, have the grip from those hypersoft tyres to make the move on Neo. 18 lap ultras against 8 lap old hypersoft tyres. Here comes Poe. Surely the overspeed will help him. Down the outside he goes. That will give him the inside for the next corner. And TTG Poe passes Neo and takes 6th place. Matt also fancying his chances of moving ahead of Neo, but he can't quite do it. The Brain, by the way, needs to stay within 3 seconds of Blizzard. Blizzard's making a late bid to race away. He's trying to win the race in style. Win the championship in style, I should say. 2.2, that gap needs to be monitored. Right to the flag. Who's going to come out on top in this particular battle though? Can Poe do the incredible and make his way all the way up to 5th? Would be a stunning recovery if he could. Kalik's out of shape. I think he is going to do it, you know. Look at this. Poe through the long neck busting turn 3 he goes. He's fancying it. He's fancying it. Kalik defends the inside. Kalik knows he's in trouble. And here comes Poe passing Kalik. Kalik all out of shape, bouncing off the barrier. And down into 6th place he goes. What a drive from Poe. What a drive from the Brain. Both Reynolds putting in a stormer. But the Brain now is in a dangerous situation when he's at 2.6 to Blizzard. Goodness me, he needs to pick up the pace. He's in danger here of falling out of the 3 seconds. But let's keep an eye on VSR Blizzard, who despite the 2 penalties is going to win this World Championship with 5 races to spare. He has been the king of ILR1. He's been head and shoulders above the rest. And with 5 races to spare, VSR Blizzard is going to come across the line and win the ILR1 PS4 World Championship for the very first time. A fantastic drive from him. He also wins the race because Blizzard, look at that, 800ths away for the Prix. He's in a horrible final sector and it's heartbreak down at Renault. Lickle Blocks comes home 3rd. Matt Tibos is going to come home 4th as a result of penalties, with Poe in 5th. Bugatti gets 6th at the end. Wow, what a drive for Bugatti to get 6th. Neo gets 7th. Kalik is 8th. Leon 9th and Josh is 10th, doing what you could call a blizzard over the line. But it is VSR Blizzard who wins and wraps up the World Championship in ILR1. What a drive it was. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. How did he win it? How did he win the race from there? I don't know. But that is the mark of a champion. VSR Blizzard is an absolute master in ILR1, head and shoulders above the rest. He somehow denied the Brain the victory and seals the World Championship in style. It's his first ILR1 title, and on this form it will be the first of many. VSR Blizzard, your ILR1 World Champion for Season 4, taking over the mantle from Lewis. But there you are, your final results from the Russian Grand Prix. VSR Blizzard, the World Champion. He beats CC Brain by 800ths of a second on the racetrack. Gut-wrenching end to the race for the Renault driver, who started the race from 10th and put in arguably the driver of the day performance. Littleblocks came home in 3rd, another podium for him, ahead of Matt, who was 4th. TTG Pole was 5th from 11th on the grid. Both Renaults had stunning performances today. Bugatti, look at that, 2 successive point finishes after failing to score in the opening 14 races. He was 6th, Neo brought it home in 7th. Calic Rist was 8th, CSR Leon 9th, and VSR Josh got the final point in 10th. No points for It's Me, Lambo, AMK Future and Lormans. And well done to VSR Blizzard. He has won the championship. I'm going to try and get the boys in for an interview, especially of course the world champion, the newly crowned world champion, VSR Blizzard. What a result for him. And I mean, it'll be gutting, absolutely gutting for CC Brain. What a shame for him. What a day though for VSR Blizzard, wrapping up the world championship with an incredible storming finish to that Grand Prix. Absolutely magnificent. Just waiting on the drivers to join us up here for the podium interviews. Got the invites on the way out at the moment. But a big hats off to the world champion VSR Blizzard. 5 races to spare. He did that. Absolutely incredible. And of course, remember folks, we head next week to the Japanese Grand Prix, one of my personal favourites in the calendar, a classic track with real excitement. But of course, the world champion, of course, has now been crowned. But we've got Littleblocks with us. We're waiting on the world champion to join us. No sign of that yet. Waiting on CC Brain to join us. But while we wait on them, let's have a word with Littleblocks, who once again picked up a podium. The second half of the season has been a really strong one for Littleblocks. So go on, talk us through that race. Another strong podium finish.
Yeah, I'm relatively happy with that race and getting another podium. So to do that, I'm quite happy with. But I'm not sure. I'll send it to Stuart. But I got a BS 5-second stop go for coming into the pit lane, so that cost me 5 seconds of my race time. So I'm not sure if they get removed. But if it does get removed, I was only 3 seconds behind Blizzard when he won. So I don't know. I'll send it to Stuart and see what happens.
Okay. Well, it was a fantastic drive by you. It was an interesting race. You got that penalty. Without that penalty, you feel you could have won the race in the end, I suppose, or been up the front.
Well, the stats at the end show if I didn't get held in the pit for 5 extra seconds because of the corner cutting, I was only 3 seconds behind. So surely. Hopefully, I'd say it gets removed. Okay.
Well, hopefully it does get removed. Let's go though to the champion. We need to go to the champion. He's done it in style. It didn't look, Blizzard, like you were going to win that race. It looked like it was going to go to CC Brain for the second time this season, which would have been remarkable for CC Brain to have won 2 races. But VSR Blizzard, you've done it. You're world champion. It was coming from a long way back, but you've always said it's not over till it's over, but you've finally done it, so talk us through your emotions. You must be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, that was a really good end. Put a post on Twitter as well about that. That was insane. I can't believe I managed to pull a 3-second gap at the end there. Yeah, I'm really happy with that.
So you must be, even more the cherry on top to have done it while winning the championship as well. You were always going to win the championship even if you finished second, but to do it in some style like that, I think you've shown that you're head and shoulders above the rest here in this tier at the moment.
Yeah, how many wins did I get this season?
Oh, you've put me in the spot now. I don't know. Quite a few anyway.
I think it's like 7, I just can't believe how fast I've been consistent the entire season. Even with a couple of DNFs, I still win with 5 races to go. But yeah, I just feel on top of the world right now with that.
Okay, well, the championship's won now. How do you approach the remaining races? Is it the same idea, just continue to push on and build for next season? You must be absolutely delighted to have won the championship as early as this. Could you ever have imagined that at the start of the season?
No way. Not even after bottling Australia, I didn't think I'd be able to win the championship anyway. Just building it was so much as well. It's incredible.
So going into the season at the start, did you feel you always had a chance of winning it, or were you looking at the field around you? Were you thinking, God, there's some quick guys in here, it might not be easy, I'm not going to have it all my own way? Was that kind of the way you thought about it going into the season?
Yeah, definitely. It was just, yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations on the championship. You've been a fantastic driver all season long. You've totally bossed the tier. So congratulations on becoming champion, and I can't wait to see if you can defend it next season. So best of luck to you. Well done on that. So let's go to CC Brain, who must be heartbroken. It was probably a better drive than that Silverstone one. I mean, almost yet another victory. 2 victories for the Professor. He couldn't quite do it. So talk us through it, CC Brain. I mean, you must be gutted not to win, but at the same time happy because it's a strong result.
Yeah, I completely agree with your points. Yeah, probably from going from P10 to P2 wasn't that bad of a drive, so I can't really complain. But obviously, losing by under 1/10 to get the win in the end was, not the best, but I take it.
What happened at the end? Was the tyres going off? Did you make a few errors on that final lap, or what was the main issue?
Yeah, I think probably the tires going off. I did, I think, over 20 laps then on them, and yeah, I think I lost about 4/10 in the last sector.
Yep.
So it was, I think I was going more cautious than I should have, because I didn't want to spun out or something, or to lose more time than I should, but in the end it cost me.
Okay, well, talk us through the opening exchanges of the race, because you gained 5 places in the opening lap, and that was key to you charging through the field to challenge for the victory. Was there any reason you gained 5 places? Were you just in the right place at the right time, or was it a great start off the line? How did you get such a good start?
Yeah, the start was very good. I got myself into the position that I could manage to jump cars easily, and then some cars ahead I was surprisingly fast, I would say, because I didn't thought I had that much pace on them all, really. But I could clear those very quick, and then the top 3 were battling, and I could have catched up very quickly to them.
Well, congratulations on that 2nd place. I mean, seriously, well done, CC Brain. We didn't expect it. We've got to be honest. We didn't see it coming. I don't think you've seen it coming at all. But fantastic.
No, me either. No.
Yeah, fantastic drive. But going into the remaining races, I mean, sure, that gives you the confidence. You've got 5 races to go. Do you think you can string more strong performances together like that, or was that a one-off?
I think that probably was a one-off, like Britain. I have to see what's coming up. It's most likely not always on pace, more on luck than, yeah.
Yeah, but you had some good pace today, though. You did. There was no doubt about it. It wasn't all luck today. It was some strong pace, and got you that podium. So, congratulations. I'm going to have to give you driver of the day. I mean, I want to give it to Blizzard, but to come from P10 to P2 and shock us all, I've got to give you the driver of the day. But yeah, congratulations on P2, and congratulations to VSR Blizzard, the world champion here in Russia, with 5 races to spare. He's done it. Cliffy's early DNF meant that Blizzard could wrap the championship up today, and he did it in style with a victory. We head to the next race, the Japanese Grand Prix, next week. Once again, the usual time of 5:30 on Sunday night, where hopefully we'll have Mark joining me once again in the commentary box. But that's all from me. That's all from the guys on the podium, and our world champion, of course. Salute him. It's VSR Blizzard. Good night.